Hello, filthy movie lovers. My name is Gentry Austin.
And I'm Casey Scott.
And we're the hosts of the Sin Syndicate, film podcast for something weirdos, anti-criterion bros, and Joseph Sarno aficionados. Join us semi-weekly as we peer into the adults-only theaters and sticky-floored cinemas of the golden age of sexploitation, when the morals were loose, the laws were murky, and the intercourse was all simulated. Find us now on the Someone's Favorite Productions podcast network.
Hey, this is Jason Kleberg from the Force 5 podcast, a show that forces a guest to come up with a movie-themed top 5 list topic, and then we reveal our picks on air. Top 5 heist films, top 5 tearjerkers, top 5 movie dogs. Every show you'll be asking yourself, what would be on my list? Guests include directors, screenwriters, actors, podcasters, musicians, authors, and even a professional wrestler. Subscribe to the Force 5 podcast, and you won't just be a listener, you'll be a list nerd. The Force 5 podcast, available wherever you're listening now.
And welcome to the Kulturecast. I'm Chris Stachiw, your host, and I am joined by my guest co-host today, good friend of mine, my favorite Dentonian, Candace Perez.
What's up?
Coming to you live from Texas, where Balls Out, Gary the Tennis Coach, was filmed. Yet it was set in Lincoln, Nebraska, of all places.
That's where you are.
You're right. So it's like this movie bridges the gap between our two states.
It brings us together, Chris.
Sure, we'll go with that. So today we're finally going to get around to talking about the first movie for Sports Month. I know we're coming at it about 2 weeks late since we've been talking so many new tentpole movies. Apparently March became the tentpole month for big releases with Logan and Kong, and then Beauty and the Beast and Power Rangers. And what else? Ghost in the Shell, otherwise known as What Happens When White People Adapt Asian Things. But we're going to be talking about Balls Out, Gary the Tennis Coach. I guarantee 10 out of 10 people who hear that name have never seen the film before, never even heard of it. However, it does star Seann William Scott. It's directed by the guy who directed Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle and Dude, Where's My Car? The IMDb synopsis for the film is, a high school janitor has now recovered from his failed career as a tennis pro. He begins coaching his beloved sport to a group of misfits and leads them to the Nebraska State Championship.
At Lincoln West.
That was terrible. Watch your head.
A team without a future.
The tennis team is obviously causing problems.
Is about to be inspired.
A little help?
By a man with a past.
You want the long or the short version? I like them short.
From the director of Dude, Where's My Car? And Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Yeah! Gonna be our new assistant coach.
Pretty prime strokes out there, Cappy. Whoa!
He'll stress fundamentals.
What I don't know is which one of these cowboys you're banging.
Actually, I'm here to catch a ride home with my dad.
I guess I'm the dickhead on this one.
He'll bring in the pros.
Whoa! You gotta take that thing off. We got ourselves a first timer here.
And take one for the team.
My grandpa used to play tennis in Hanoi. What the fuck is he laughing at? He just likes to laugh.
She's really hot.
Miss Sanchez. She's from Argentina.
I like the sexy fingers.
What is it this time?
I'm pregnant, and I need money for an abortion.
There seems to be some wrong things happening.
Heck yeah.
So I saw you dancing with Molly Sharp the other night. Is it nice and tight or all loose and floppy?
A floppy?
Seann William Scott.
It's just a little yellow ball.
Randy Quaid.
That's what puts hair on a man's ball.
A virgin. That's what we need.
Balls out. Gary, the tennis coach.
That prostitute made me shoot up with a dirty needle.
That's a fun age.
So, Candace, we were originally going to watch the third Sandlot movie. Yes, that exists. Yes, that's a thing. Yes, I watched it. And yes, it is as terrible as it sounds. It includes a time travel plot, which, watching the first Sandlot film, I would not have expected that there would ever be a fucking time travel plot in a Sandlot film. But instead, you made a case for this film. I'd never seen it, so I was like, sure, why not? I had to rent it on iTunes to watch it. So
you had to pay money?
I had to pay money to watch this. So thank you. So what made you suggest this movie? That's my question.
Well, luckily I had a bootleg copy of it, so I didn't have to pay anything.
Could have shared that with me at any point.
And I just want to say, like, whenever someone gets hit in the head with a baseball, I mean, isn't that what happens? Is that you time travel?
So did you watch Sandlot Heading Home?
No, I didn't. I'm just guessing that's what happened.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah.
Essentially, yeah. God, you didn't even watch the movie and you know the plot. Astounding.
I could have guessed, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just hadn't seen this movie in a long time, and I remembered thinking it was funny. That's why I suggested it.
And it's a sports
Turns out
film.
I haven't seen it, like, in, let's see. It came out in 2009. That's probably the last time I saw it, so.
Jesus. So this is essentially, I thought it was funny, let's watch it.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Coming back to it now, watching it 8 years later, what do you think about it now?
I still thought it was pretty funny. It made me laugh, but I still think that probably no one should watch it, like, ever again.
Well, let's be honest here. I think the amount of people that have watched this film probably numbers in the less than 20,000.
Right.
It's not a good movie.
It's not good.
It's barely a funny movie.
Yeah. I think it, like, straddles this line between, like, being kind of, like, weird, like, darkly weird and, like, trying to be funny at the same time. Like, I wrote down, I would compare it to, like, it's like a Napoleon Dynamite meets Dumb and Dumber, but there's, like, only one of the Dumber and Dumber guys, and he's, like, a total sociopath.
Yeah. No, it's got a lot of the trappings of a Jared Hess film, but then none of the comedy, it's like a Jared Hess film with an R rating, and none of the comedy lands.
Yeah.
Like, there's a point where Randy Quaid is in the film. This has to be one of his last roles. This is his last film role before he went full fucking crazy person. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Google Randy Quaid or YouTube him. He has gone off the reservation completely. He's a total
In what way, Chris?
Oh, my God.
Tell me a story.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, don't you?
I don't.
He, like, I want to say he's convinced that the U.S. government is, like, trying to kill him, and that they're, like, wiretapping him and his wife, and they have professional, like, Hollywood assassins trying to kill him, so he lives in Canada somewhere, and then he was arrested. He's just...
So is he, like, basically he's become his character from Independence Day?
Yeah, except his character in Independence Day kills himself for the good of mankind. I don't think Randy Quaid would do that anymore. He's a complete nut job, and this was his last film. I thought that this was close, but this is his last film.
Okay.
I think what's actually kind of sad is Seann William Scott is really funny in a lot of stuff that I've seen him in. I mean, this film came out a year after, and it may have been filmed before Role Models, which I would consider to be Seann William Scott's, like, his funniest role for me.
Yeah, I really like that movie. And, you know, the guy who plays that teacher Steve, who becomes the new head coach, he's actually in Role Models, too, and there's, like, that weird guy, you know, who's also one of the Big Brother people who plays the guitar at the camp out.
Yeah, I don't know. There's some weird, like, crossover, like, those two actors in a film within a year of one another. Yeah, like 80 Miles. That he's just a weird looking dude in this film. He's kind of creepy in Role Models, but, like, he isn't given a whole lot to do in this film. But Seann William Scott, I mean, this is a year removed from Role Models, and then this is 2 years before, I would say, one of his best known roles now, which is in Goon, where he plays the dumb bouncer Doug Glatt, who becomes like an enforcer on a hockey team, and they're making a sequel. I want to say it comes out either this year or next year, which he's like known for now.
We should have talked about that movie. Right.
well,
I didn't remember.
Well, we could have.
I was like, let's talk about Balls Out.
This is essentially a film that when you go to Walmart and you're looking through the $5 DVD bin.
It's in that bin, yes.
It's a movie you look at and you're like, I don't even know what the fuck this is, and you throw it and then you pick up a copy of Dark Crystal instead.
Oh, gosh. So you liked it? You liked this movie?
Yeah, it was super good. No, it's not a bad movie in the way that, like, I don't know, Batman versus Superman or X-Men Apocalypse is a bad movie. Those movies are aggressively bad. I think this movie is just, it's a style of comedy that when it lands, it's really funny. But
right.
if you're not hitting the mark with your jokes and your jokes aren't cleverly written and you're essentially just aping other movies that have done your kind of comedy better, this is what you get. I mean, like you said, this is essentially Napoleon Dynamite with an R rating.
Well, do you feel like at any point during the movie a joke landed for you that you laughed at? Or were you just miserable through the whole thing?
I mean, I wasn't miserable. I've seen way worse. Like, I think the one time I laughed out loud in the film was at the end when there's a CGI owl with Randy Quaid's face on it. I thought I had maybe, like, gone downstairs to get something to drink and, like, tripped and broken my neck and I was dead and this was, like, a fever dream. Because it was horrifying. It was a legit nightmare fuel for me, seeing Randy Quaid's face on an owl, like a CGI owl talking to Seann William Scott.
Right.
And then on top of that, like, Randy Quaid is in the movie for what feels like 5 minutes.
Yeah, basically.
Not even what feels like. It's like 5 minutes. So I don't know. It's a strange movie. Again, it's not a bad movie in the way a lot of movies have been coming out are bad. It's just a movie that I kind of don't understand what the point was because
right.
I mean, ultimately, you know, Danny Leiner has directed way better movies. I mean, Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle, it has its flaws, but that movie's fucking hilarious. There's so many good bits in that film.
Right.
That film revitalized the career of Neil Patrick Harris. I don't care what anybody says. Neil Patrick Harris landed the role in How I Met Your Mother because of Harold and Kumar Go to White Castle.
Right.
Because he was the woman, you know, because this was Neil Patrick Harris coming out as gay, the whole womanizer bit. And, you know, Danny Leiner directed that film, and then he goes on a couple years later and directs this film. It's like, how far have you fallen? You were directing these, like, really well-written comedies, and then all of a sudden it's like you're directing this movie that's just like a bargain bin film.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And Seann William Scott, like, this doesn't even feel like a film that he should have even been in.
Why? Who do you think would have been better?
I don't know. Anybody?
Because I liked him as this part because he has, like, this weird, like, even though he's doing all these crazy, horrible things to these kids and, like, throughout his life, he, like, has a weird, like, innocence to him. I don't know what that is, but I kind of like him, and it makes him seem like, I don't know, like, almost, like, clueless as to what he's doing is totally inappropriate. So it's like he still has, like, this weirdly endearing quality to him, even though he's a horrible person.
It's not malicious. No,
right.
What this movie could have been, what it almost was the Patches O'Houlihan character from Dodgeball. This is his, like, origin story. Because it's like they're almost like the same character. Like he's like a dick who is, like, verbally and somewhat physically abusive to these kids, but ultimately, you know, he's, like, trying to do it.
Well, he totally believes in you.
Right. But he's an abusive dick.
Yeah.
So, like, that's what this character is. I mean, this character is essentially Patches O'Houlihan who plays tennis, as opposed to Dodgeball Patches O'Houlihan.
Right.
I mean, it's like the whole film. That's all it is. But, you know, there weren't a whole lot of funny bits. I mean, was there anything that jumped out at you that was particularly funny in the film?
I really cracked up after he had bought that prostitute for that kid, and she has the strap-on and he says, "Let's get weird," and it cuts away. And then you see that, is he Filipino? That, you know, the student he brings in that's supposed to be, like, the ringer who's the ping pong champion. He has beer, and he's, like, walking into the RV right after that. I don't know, like, that whole scene just really cracked me up.
Or there was a point in the film where Seann William Scott has sex with a donkey.
Because he saves that woman.
Right. A misunderstanding in Mexico.
Oh, and I just want to point out, okay, I was looking online at articles about this movie, and apparently there's a parent's guide on IMDb, and they mention on the parent's guide that there's topless women, but not that there's bestiality. And that this woman's gonna get fucked by a donkey.
The parent's guide on IMDb is great. It's like so stupid. Should your kids watch this movie? Should anybody watch this movie? Let's be honest here.
No, nobody should watch it, but...
The parent's guide, they went out of their way to watch this movie. Oh, wow. For fuck's sake. What were they thinking?
Oh,
I guess not a whole lot of stuff came out in 2009 to warrant, I don't know. God. And this was filmed in Texas. It takes place in Lincoln, Nebraska. And they really only address the fact that it's set in Lincoln a handful of times, namely when Gary, the tennis coach, is in a bar and he's like, fuck football, fuck the Huskers, and fuck all of you, and then he gets the shit beat out of him. But they, it's like, why would you even set it in Lincoln if it's not a football movie or... Right.
I guess they were just looking for, where is, the middle of nowhere, because he was just, abandoned in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
And I had read something that said maybe the director and one of the writers or somebody actually grew up in Lincoln, so maybe they felt like where they were from was the perfect middle of nowhere or something. I don't know. That's all I could think of.
They didn't come film here.
Right.
Yet they filmed in Lockhart, Texas, which is middle of nowhere, central Texas. Good barbecuing. Good barbecue in Lockhart.
Yeah.
But not somewhere that I'm like, oh yeah, let's go film there.
Right.
It's so strange. It's just there's a lot of weird choices in this film that this film has potential to be funny, but it just it feels like every chance they get to make a good joke, it just falls flat. I watched I didn't submit Kate to watch this film.
You didn't make Kate watch it?
I didn't make Kate watch the film, but I watched the trailer with her, and I could see her visibly getting upset. And the trailer for the film gives everything away. I mean, because it's not, the trailer for the movie is, not funny, and I feel like she knew that the next thing I said was, hey, we have to watch this. So, she's been subjected to enough movies of mine that are just, fucking just
she's whenever you're going to watch this, I have something else to do, so I'm just going to go do that.
Pretty much. Instead, I watched Moana last night.
Oh, how's that?
I don't like The Rock, so...
You don't like The Rock?
No, I don't. He's the highest paid actor in Hollywood.
Is this because you have some sort of grudge against him because of the wrestling stuff?
It's not a grudge. It's just his wrestling persona rubbed me the wrong way from the first time I ever saw it. So I can't, dissociate the two.
The wrestling, I think, is fake.
It is. It's scripted. The wrestling is fake. His personality is still the same, Candace. I don't think The Rock has ever played anyone other than The Rock in anything.
Yeah, he's basically always The Rock.
Yeah, and in every film that he's in, he's got to do the eyebrow raise, and he's got to mug for the camera. Even a digital character version of him does the eyebrow raise and mugs for the camera. Holy shit. Come on.
Right?
But back to Balls Out. It's a bad movie.
Yeah, it's bad.
And the worst part about bad comedies are you can't even laugh at bad comedies.
I don't know. It's kind of verging on the edge of being so bad that I kind of still enjoyed it in a weird way.
See, I didn't get that. For me, it was just so bad that it's just...
Right. It's just bad.
Yeah, and I mean...
You didn't whenever he started the mosh pit at the dance? That cracked me up. And he starts pushing all those kids.
I like the random, him having sex with a 15-year-old subplot that goes nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Well, that didn't happen.
Yeah, right. Sorry. It just felt like a lot of disparate parts put together trying to tell an interesting story. And instead of telling an interesting story, it really just kind of falls apart.
Yeah.
But, what do you expect from a film that was filmed probably in 2 weeks in Lockhart, Texas? And it didn't even go into theaters.
It didn't?
Nope.
So this was just a straight-to-DVD type thing?
Yep.
I have no idea.
Neither did they, probably, when they were in the film.
Right.
I would have been pissed, oh, this is great. This is going direct to... Why am I even putting in any effort? Why am I learning how to play tennis for this, straight-to-DVD garbage?
Do you think some of them really learned how to play tennis for this movie?
I mean, they had to, right? There are shots of them playing tennis.
I guess it's not like they could afford stunt doubles.
Yeah, right. I don't know how to play tennis, so I would have had to have learned
Me
if I
neither.
did this movie. But, and then on top of everything else, Randy Quaid, who's clearly in this film only for a paycheck, does nothing and then dies, like 5 minutes into the film.
Right.
And I like, never understood why Seann William Scott character, like, gave a shit.
Because he gave him a chance, Chris.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
That his father
He didn't really
never
give him a
gave
chance.
him.
Seann William Scott just, like, showed up. Again, it's a bad movie. It is a movie that, it's just one of those movies where when you think about it, you won't even think about it because it's just not memorable. There's nothing memorable about it.
Well, I remembered it from 8 years ago.
You did.
I know. I said I remembered it.
I don't know. I'm legit confused how you knew about this movie. I don't know. How did you originally see this movie? Like, how?
I think that I just had a friend that was, he was really into, like, really bad comedies. And someone in our friend group just got a copy of it and we watched it one night. And so, like, I might be, like, associating, like, that I really liked it at the time with just how fun it was to watch with my stupid friends.
I mean, I get it. I get it. I'm just curious because I don't know how one just happens upon this film.
Right, because I know I haven't, like, rewatched it since then until I watched it, like, a few days ago.
Yeah. Like I said, I don't know how you would have found this film. It's by, like, accident. I just happened upon it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's not a good film to start off Sports Month with 2 weeks in.
Why not? I think it's the perfect film to start off with.
On top of everything else, it's, like, so formulaic, right?
Chris, tell me how you really feel about it, please.
I'm telling you right now, it is as formulaic as it gets. It is about as formulaic a sports film as I can imagine. There's nothing surprising about the way this film plays out.
Let me remind everyone the movie that you had picked was Sandlot 15.
3.
There was time travel.
Excuse me. It's just called Sandlot Heading Home. But it was hilariously bad. Like, it was bad in like in an endearing way.
Okay, we're just going to have to disagree on what makes a hilariously bad movie, okay?
The problem, my kind of rule of thumb is a hilariously bad movie doesn't try to be funny. It's unintentionally funny. This movie tries to be funny, and it doesn't really succeed at being funny. It just kind of falls flat in the comedy aspects.
Agree to disagree, Chris.
That's fine. I already watched the film, so you win. I mean, you already won.
I know.
I almost feel like you were just like, let's just watch this movie.
You think I was just trolling you?
I mean, it's kind of what it felt like when I was done watching the movie. When I was done paying $4 on iTunes.
You paid $4?
Yeah, $4.
Oh my God.
I could have bought it for $13.
Chris, you will never get that $4 back in that hour and a half.
I won't. It's so sad. I will not get that hour and a half of my life back. That is for sure. I'm surprised we even found a way to talk about this movie for more than 5 minutes. Like, really. That's the more surprising part. What grade would you give this film out of 5?
Out of 5?
Uh-huh.
Like a 2?
Yeah, I would give it like a 1.
You didn't think the Rottweilers were cute?
Oh, wow. The dogs were cute. Give it an extra point.
And he had all 3 of the Rottweilers sitting on his couch inside his RV.
Eating beans off his leg.
Eating beans off his leg.
Great. No, it just was not great. What would your best performance be for the film?
I really like that lady who played the Spanish teacher. And she says, I like the sexy fingers.
Oh. I don't know what the hell is going on there.
I know, right?
Right.
Oh, did you notice whenever he took off his headphones, he was listening to elevator music?
Right.
Like, what kind of crazy person is listening to fucking elevator music?
I noticed the music in this movie. It's really strange. It's like a lot of just like generic 2000s like metal or like pop rock, and then there's some Chromeo thrown in for like no good reason.
Right.
It was like, it's kind of depressing because Chromeo is a really good band, and then they're in this movie, so
oh,
forever associated with it.
That makes me sad.
Run. For best performance for me, I don't know, myself for being able to suffer through the film. I don't know, Randy Quaid for being in the film and getting a paycheck and then going and probably bought him his log cabin in Vancouver somewhere where he's sitting in, you know, with his tinfoil hat on.
You think you got paid enough to buy a cabin?
I think the movie cost $15 million to make, so I'm guaranteed.
What?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? $15 million.
Yeah.
Did you find out how much it actually made in DVD film?
No, I didn't find out how much it made. I didn't find out how much it made because
you didn't want to put in the effort because you hated it.
Really. I want to know where Randy Quaid is right now.
They should do an investigative thing like they did for that Richard Simmons guy.
Go find him.
Yeah. Go find him.
Randy Quaid.
Yeah.
You should just ask his brother. His brother, David Quaid, probably knows.
You think?
I don't know. I'd like to...
I have some relatives. I don't know where they are.
His brother, Dennis Quaid, not David Quaid.
David Quaid.
I would like to believe Dennis Quaid knows where his brother is. Maybe not. Fuck. He's probably just trying to ignore the fact that he's related to him. And the fact that, Dennis Quaid was in that fucking Dog's Purpose movie. So, since we couldn't really fill up an entire podcast talking about Balls Out, the Gary the tennis coach, let's just shoot the shit a little bit and talk about some movies. So, I met you in college, and, we were in a group together, and that group went sideways completely, and it ended up being like you and I doing all the group work. So that's how I met you,
right?
Because I like to let the listeners know how I know my guests, because a lot of the times it's just somebody in the industry, okay.
Don't forget, Chris, in that group, me having to censor all of your communications with the other group members.
Oh yeah, well.
You had to filter all your emails through me.
Some might say I
so they could be toned down.
Some might say when I get angry, I'm not the easiest person to be around.
And I'm like, Chris, we actually need these people to do work for us?
Yes. Fuck them all with God sort them out, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, God.
So we met in college, and we kind of just became friends by having to deal with terrible group members and not people not pulling their weight. So
we bonded through the adversity, Chris.
That's true.
Isn't that how great friendships are made?
I had a lot of other adverse groups in college, and I didn't bond with anybody else. Like, I'm not friends with anybody from college for the most part. I have like 3 friends from college, you and 2 other people. One of them has been on the podcast a couple times.
Right.
And 3 of the 3 were involved in my wedding last year. So there's that.
Well, there you go.
You guys are batting 3 for 3. So I'm just kind of curious, like, what for you is kind of like your background with movies and kind of like what makes a good movie for you, which we could then transition into, like, what's your favorite movie?
Of all time?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
You don't have to think too hard about it. Just the first thing that comes to mind.
I guess my background with movies would be just more like a casual movie watcher. If I see a preview and it looks good, I want to go see it.
Did you grow up watching movies?
Yeah, but I want to say whenever I was younger, it was more like Newsies was like my favorite movie because it had a whole bunch of like hot guys in it.
Christian Bale singing?
Heck yeah, Christian Bale singing. What could be better than that?
I'm the king of New York.
That's right. He was the king of New York, Chris. And don't forget it.
I saw that in theaters last year with my parents at a Cinemark by my parents' house in Dallas. Yeah. It was amazing to see Bill Pullman singing on the big screen.
I know. It was so good. I loved it.
How many papes are you going to sell is the real question. Have you seen Newsies recently? It's
How many papes?
Insane. How many papes? Oh,
I think I could sell 100 papes.
Just knowing where Christian Bale's career went, him becoming Batman, is insane.
Yeah. Why is it insane?
Because it's
there have been much worse Batmans than Christian Bale.
I know, but just it's funny to see him as like a child singing about selling newspapers to Robert Duvall.
You got to do what you got to do to survive.
But apparently, like, the fan base for Newsies is so rabid that, like, if people talk shit about Newsies, that fan base will, like, come at you, but people talking shit about Batman, no big deal. Like, Christian Bale said that himself, which is pretty funny.
I think it's because with each hot guy in Newsies, and there were a lot of them, I mean, it just gets exponentially better. And you got all these
slash fic out there that you've written?
There's just, like, all these girls from the 90s who, like, well, I mean, now they're women, you know?
Yeah, just like those boys from Newsies are adults now.
Christian Bale will always be that 18-year-old hot newsboy selling newspapers on the street corner to me.
Cowboy Jack. Cowboy Joe or whatever the hell his character. I always forget his character's Cowboy Jack.
Jack,
right?
I think. Jack, yeah.
So other than Newsies growing up, what were some other kind of films that stood out for you? Since you did watch movies growing up, some people just didn't watch movies growing up.
Edward Scissorhands, probably for a similar reason.
Hot guy,
and he had kind of that pity factor where you just want to I'll help you, hot guy. Don't worry, I'll take care of you. Kind of like that thing.
First time I've ever heard you talk like this. I'll help you, hot guy.
I'll help you, hot guy.
I'll help you, hot guy. Don't cut me with your scissor hands, though, please.
Well, we could go up there and find those real hands that crazy guy made for him and figure it out.
Never seen it.
Or maybe we could make him some other hands, that aren't scissors.
Like dildo hands?
Well, that would be one option.
I mean, I guess just put some dildos over those scissors.
I mean, just off the top of my head.
Edward Dildo Hands. I bet that was a porno. I hope it was.
Oh, God.
Oh, good Lord. So Tim Burton, some 90s Disney live-action films.
Right.
In high school, you were just watching the shit out of Balls Out, Gary the Tennis Coach.
In high school, oh my God, I had been out of high school for 5 years at that point.
Yeah.
Me and my dad probably saw every single one of those, oh God, what was his name? He was in all of these really stupid, funny movies. And there was a Halloween one where there was a gremlin.
Ernest.
We saw all of those Ernest movies.
The gremlin. I don't think it's a gremlin. I think it's a
troll under the bridge
or
something?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ernest saves Halloween. Ernest.
Right.
Ernest scared stupid, I think.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
I think I've seen all of those.
Ernest Goes to Africa.
I don't know if I've seen Ernest Goes to Africa.
It's a real movie, though.
Oh, my God. No, I don't know if I've seen Ernest Goes to Africa, but I've seen a lot of them.
And to be fair, it's called Ernest Goes to Africa, and at one point he wears blackface makeup.
Oh, my God.
It really should have just been called Ernest Goes Native. That should have been the title. But Ernest Goes to we need to, a podcast that you and I need to do is just a podcast series where you and I sit and watch every Ernest movie.
Oh, my God.
I don't think that I could actually make it through all of them without fucking throwing myself out. A reason?
Well, you didn't like that I made you watch Balls Out, and now you want me to make you watch all the Ernest movies?
But everybody knows that Jim Varney, at the end of the day, Jim Varney was I want to say he was a classically trained actor.
I know.
Yeah. I'm not sitting and thinking that Seann William Scott is a classically trained actor.
You don't think so?
It has nothing to do with him, but no, it has nothing to do with him as a human being. But, yeah, Ernest. Vern, yeah. And then he played Slinky Dog in Toy Story.
Oh, yeah, he did.
Yeah. And then the guy from all those Adam Sandler movies played Slinky Dog after he passed away, after Ernest passed away. Jim Varney. He has a name. Yeah, he passed away in 2001. He had cancer or some sort of cancer, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he was a chain smoker, that's what it was.
Right.
Poor Ernest. Ernest coming back. We're gonna watch all those Ernest movies. Let's do Ernest month.
Ernest month.
In Ernest month.
All right.
Oof, good God. So you and your dad used to watch all the Ernest movies together.
Yeah, in theater, I think.
What? Do those movies come out in theaters?
Yes.
Oh, dear Christ.
But I think we would always go see it in the dollar theater. You gotta wait until it goes to the dollar theater.
Because you were a smart human being.
That's right.
God. How many Ernest movies are there? 9?
I have no idea.
Okay, guess how many Ernest movies there are, and I'll tell you.
There has, let's go 20.
I'm looking here at 9.
Okay.
Ernest Goes to Camp. Ernest Saves Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Ernest Goes to Jail. Ernest Scared Stupid. Ernest Rides Again.
Mm-hmm.
And then the rest were direct-to-video. Those 5 actually came out in theaters, which is pretty surprising. Ernest Goes to School. Slam Dunk Ernest.
Right.
Ernest Goes to Africa, otherwise known as Ernest Goes Native. And Ernest in the Army.
I have to say, maybe I've seen those first 5, and that's about it.
I mean, yeah, if you were watching them in theaters.
Yeah.
And then there were a couple, canceled, scrapped films. There was Ernest Spaced Out, which, self-explanatory. Ernest and the Voodoo Curse.
Oh, my God.
Ernest and the Water Girl, which was described as Ernest meets Ariel from Little Mermaid.
Nice.
And then there was Ernest the Pirate. which Jim Varney was slated to do before he passed away. Astounding. Like, how?
I wonder how he could go back, if he was like, how could he keep going back and playing that character?
I mean, it made him a lot of money.
Right.
Which is the most insane thing about Ernest is the fact that, do you know where Ernest came from? It'll blow your mind.
Where?
Just guess. Just make a guess. Where, if you know, just make a guess where you think Ernest came from.
You mean the character?
Uh-huh.
Was there some sort of sketch comedy or show or something that it came from?
It was created by an ad agency.
Oh, I think maybe I saw that on a VH1 special one time or something.
Yeah.
Sounds
I
familiar.
love the 90s.
Right.
Yeah, Ernest was an ad company creation.
Right.
A Nashville ad company, Cardin and Cherry, came up with Ernest to promote like Coca-Cola and Chex.
Nice.
And then it was so popular that he became like a TV star and a movie star, which is like only in the 90s could that be a thing.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's fucking insane. So I think we've talked more about Ernest than Ernest ever deserves to be talked about. Other than if you're talking to Jim Varney about Ernest.
Yeah.
So other than Ernest, any other movies that like stick out to you when you were like growing up or in your formative years?
In my formative years. Not really. That's about it.
What is for you your favorite movie?
Oh God, that's a hard one.
Yeah, but
I don't know. I'm not really a person. I don't know.
Well, you are a person.
I am a people's.
I am people.
I was going to say I'm not really a person who has like a favorite. I don't know. It kind of changes all the time.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know. I recently saw Get Out.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Get Out was really good.
Yeah, that was really good. I enjoyed it.
We did a whole podcast on it. It was,
Had Samuel L. Jackson said at the time he made the podcast that he would have rather an American black guy have played that character?
Isn't the guy who did it?
No, he's British. Are you disappointed by that?
Not really. I don't really care, but apparently Samuel L. Jackson cares enough.
Right.
To say something about it.
Right, yeah.
I mean, I guess I kind of get where he's coming from in like a cultural history kind of way, but I don't think that I think that saying something like that is essentially saying that somehow the black American experience is different than the black British experience.
Right.
And while they're different, I don't think that the kind of racism that they talk about in that movie, it's not a slavery kind of racism, it's like a common everyday racism. So Samuel L. Jackson is just like bitching.
Right. The guy said, you know, in the comment about, the guy made a comment about it. He said that, you know, in, you know, England that he is like, people comment like on that he's like too black, you know, and then like here when he comes to America and tries to play a part, like he's not black enough because he's not an African American. So it's like he's kind of caught, you know, in a catch-22 type of situation.
Well, I feel like Samuel L. Jackson wants to have it both ways, and let's be honest here, what Samuel L. Jackson was really saying is, I wish I had been cast in that movie as the main character.
Sammy, I hate to break it to you that you're old and not cute.
Ooh.
I know, those are fighting words, I'm sorry.
Showing the deck a little bit. Thought that the lead for Get Out was cute.
All about the cuteness. Chris, don't you get me?
Kidnap him and take him back to your family's farm.
It wouldn't be to do brain surgery. That's all I have to say about that.
The whole premise of that movie, and we talked about this on our Get Out podcast, which if you haven't heard it, go check it out. It sounds like a Key and Peele sketch.
It does, yeah.
Right? And obviously, you know, Jordan Peele directed and wrote the film, but it's essentially a Key and Peele sketch that goes horribly sideways.
Right.
In the best way. But, I mean, again, good on Jordan Peele for becoming he's the first black writer-director to create a debut feature film that's earned more than $100 million at the box office.
That's awesome.
I know it's impressive that he directed it, but for me, as someone who is a writer as well, it's more impressive that he wrote it.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's like triply impressive that he wrote and directed it, and I think that's really a credit to Jason Blum at Blumhouse, and you know we could talk about him for hours because he is the most important person in Hollywood right now with the movies that he's producing and his kind of eye for talent and people to work with. But it's impressive that he wrote it, it's impressive that he directed it, but it's more impressive that he wrote and directed it, and that, you know, he's essentially was never known for comedy. And now it's like, you know, or excuse me, he's never known for horror, and now it's, you know, horror maestro Jordan Peele.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Right, because I mean, you know, like a lot of comedic actors they can never move outside of that track that they're on.
Yeah. Well, I think in making that movie,
Jim Carrey tried to do.
In making that movie, he was kind of like, you know, whenever it started to get really goofy and funny, they kind of had to pull back and be like, okay, that's not the direction, you know, we're going. This is supposed to be a horror movie or whatever. Even though the guy's friend, like, was awesome. The TSA agent. He cracked me up.
Well, and like, I don't know how big of a fan of horror you are, but I mean, a lot of horror movies do have comedy in them just to help diffuse the tension in the film, because that's the easiest way to do it, is give the audience something to laugh at.
Right. Well, I'm a big fan of, like, suspenseful horror movies, not, like, gory horror movies, I guess. So, yeah, I really liked it a lot.
Not a torture porn fan?
No.
I mean, the torture porn thing is kind of gone out of vogue.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Right.
Because I was, you know, I'm a fan of the original Saw. I'm a fan of, like, Saw 6.
Sick and Twisted.
Is it 6 or 5? What are they making now? 8? There's another one coming out this year, which is
that's all we need.
Astounding.
Is the surprise ending Donald Trump is president now? That's all I'm going to say about politics.
Jigsaw was Donald Trump all along.
The whole time.
Yeah, right. But, you know, those films, they've kind of gone out of style, which is really nice, honestly.
Thank God.
As someone who likes horror, those, like, torture porn films kind of aren't as, like, popular as they used to be.
Right. Well, I want to say that I'm a fan of, like, a smarter type of movie, but then again, I did make you watch Balls Out, so I don't know if I can claim that.
It's not indicative of you as a person, what kind of movies you like. Trust me, I don't think any less of you because I had to watch that movie. I really don't.
Well, thank goodness. You put my mind at ease.
But with movies like Saw and Hostel, those movies aren't... Well, maybe the first Hostel and the first Saw, but then they're, like, further iterations just kind of screw everything up.
Right.
So with a film like Get Out, or last year, a film that I wasn't too high on, but Eric, my co-host, was Don't Breathe, which he picked as his favorite film of the year. You know, films like that really kind of flip the script on what is horror and kind of how mainstream audiences view horror films, and it makes them a lot more approachable.
I never saw that movie.
I think you'd probably like it. It's kind of like Get Out. It's a smartly done horror movie. I mean, I wasn't too hot on it, but I know that my co-host Eric, he really liked it, which he's a bigger horror fan than I am. I know that for a fact. So you can't pick a favorite movie.
I don't know.
It's got to have hot guys in it.
Gotta have hot guys. I don't know. What's your favorite movie?
For someone who's passionate about movies like I am, it's not like what is my favorite all-time movie. It's like what are my favorite films in certain genres.
What are your top 10 favorite movies, Chris? Top 10.
That's a harder question. You know that. That's not easier by any stretch of the imagination. I'll say this much. I like most of David Fincher's films except for the ones that he is, like, super lauded for. Like, I'm not a fan of Fight Club, Seven.
You don't like Fight Club?
Yeah.
Blasphemous.
Kind of overrated.
Oh my God.
I also don't really like anything that Christopher Nolan has done. That's including those Batman movies, in quotations, which always seem to be kind of a sticking point among my friends and myself, is that I just can't stand those Batman movies. I'm sorry. But for me, like, what makes a movie that I really like, it's so personal that one of my favorite movies is Zodiac. And that movie, when it came out, was viewed as, like, not a great movie because it was super slow. It was verging on, like, 4 hours long. It was a pretty procedural film. There was a lot of, like, character study stuff. It wasn't... I don't know. I guess people were expecting 7 and they didn't get 7, and so they were super disappointed.
Right.
I don't know. I really like Goodfellas as well, but for me, you know, it's like you said, it kind of shifts. My favorite film this year, it's a tie between Get Out and Kong Skull Island, which is kind of surprising because Kong Skull Island is a film that I thought was going to be good, but I didn't think it was going to be as good as I thought it was when we talked about it earlier in the week.
Right.
But you know, that's a hard question. I mean, like you said, you couldn't even answer.
Well, so. I don't think for me, like, a favorite movie is so personal. It's just a few requirements. It's like some hot guys, and I really enjoy big robots, and that's That's what that is. Yep.
So did you love Pacific Rim?
Yeah. That was actually the first movie that came to mind. Whenever you asked me what my favorite movie was.
Super hot. I loved him in Sam Crow.
I'm not like someone who can watch like a movie over and over again, but I will watch Pacific Rim if it's like the only thing on TV.
I don't really like that movie.
Oh my God, here we go again.
I know. I'm sorry. It's just not a movie I could get into.
Well,
I don't know why.
I'm also like an anime fan and that kind of thing, so I'm really into the big robots.
See, for me, I like the big monsters more than the robots. So the monsters in Pacific Rim were kind of garbage.
Oh my God, no, they were not.
Yeah, they were. They really were, and you know it.
But they were they glowed, Chris.
Cool. What did you think of the Godzilla film from 2014?
It was all right. I'm not a big fan of like the big monsters so much. I kind of more was looking for like some robot, but seeing as that Godzilla was a big monster, actually, I kind of felt like that movie was just kind of confusing. Like there were just a lot of places like the main characters had to be, so I don't know. It was all right.
Yeah, I think the general consensus among most of my writers, except for one of them, and he knows who he is that movie is not very good.
Yeah.
The parts that are good are when Godzilla's on screen, but for a Godzilla film, he's sure not in that film a whole lot.
Well, and Godzilla turned out to be really sweet. A really sweet, just a big teddy bear, really, which I did kind of enjoy.
I think you'd like Kong. Kong is like a better version. The character of Kong is like a better version of Godzilla.
Is Kong like Coco? Is he as sweet as Coco the gorilla?
He's talking. No, not quite.
Oh, I love Coco the gorilla, though.
Let's wrap this shit up. I would tell you what Balls Out has on Rotten Tomatoes, but doesn't have a score.
Yeah.
So, sorry to disappoint you there.
90%.
Yeah, 90%. They were high as fuck when they were reviewing the film. You can follow me on Twitter at Kulturestash. If you like what you're hearing now, we're on iTunes, Stitcher, Radio, and Mixlr. Also, give us a favorable review on iTunes so other people can find the podcast. That would be awesome.
This is the best podcast ever that I've ever done.
I mean, it was the most fun.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I liked it.
That music you're hearing at the beginning and the end of the podcast is from our good friends over at Wavoka. You can check them out over at wavoka.bandcamp.com. That song is Lament off of their first album, Soros, so go check them out. And if you want to give us some money because you like what we're doing and you think we should keep doing it, head on over to patreon.com/culture_shock.
Or even if you think we should stop doing it.
Yeah, right. Give us money to stop. Stop me while you can. Give me money and I'll go away. Yeah, kick a couple dollars our way. We have some backer rewards there if you want to hear some unreleased podcasts that were too hot for the airwaves.
Oh, shit.
Release them. Ooh, we were jerking off during the podcast.
Oh, my God. Sexy.
There were hot guys on screen.
Hey, you can't help yourself. You can't help yourself.
Yeah, right. I can't keep my hands off myself. So head on over to Patreon. And next week we're going to be talking about...
Balls Out 2.
Field of Dreams. God help us. I've never seen it. No interest in seeing it, but I'm watching it now. So that's good. And then later in the week, we're going to be talking about Power Rangers.
Yes!
Another film that I'm just not remotely excited. Not excited to watch it.
It's going to be so great.
It's going to be fucking bad.